For joining me to color. Today we are going to be working on this adorable Dreamland Crafts image called Enjoying the Storybook. Aren't they cute? Love this. The stamp does not come with the sentiment. The sentiment is from the CC Design Smoochy Sentiment Set. I have stamped this one little sentiment here on the tag for you, but you can pick up the stamp set in the store if you'd like to have that too. I will put a link in the description box to the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I have already stamped my image on Neenah 80-pound solar white cardstock with Memento Tuxedo black ink. So let's color. So let's start out by giving our image a quick outline. For that, I'm going to use W0. And I'm just going to go right around the outside. And nothing fancy. I usually let the pen decide how fat the line's going to be. And I like to do it first so that in case I get some on my image, I can erase it if I want to. And I don't have to worry about picking up any of the color from my image and dragging it out into the background. And we're just going to go back down and around to his little leg. Let's do the skin next. For that, we're going to use E21, E00, E000. For his cheeks, I'm going to use R20 and R30. And let's start down here on his little feet with E21. And they're pretty small, so I'm going to go a little bit underneath of his pant leg and then along the bottom of his foot. And then I'm going to fill that in with my E00. And let's hop up here and we'll do his little hand. So again, I'm just going to go right underneath of his sleeve. And then I'm going to fill in that rest with my E00. And then up here on his face, let's do his neck. He's got just a little bit of his neck showing right there. So I'm going to start with my E21. And I'm going to give him a little bit of a nose. So let's do, I try to curve it from where his little dot for his nose is right here, up to his eyebrow over here. So kind of a little C. I'm going to go like that. Then let's go up here. We'll add a little bit of this color up next to his hair. And then I'm just going to come down the side of his face. And I'm going to give his ear a little dab. And let's color in this ear over here too before I completely forget about it. I know I will. And then we're going to go with E00. I'm going to go ahead and fill his ear in. And then we're going to wipe down on this side of his face. And then we're going to come around over here. And then I'm going to go with E000. And I'm going to add a second coat after I do his cheeks. So I'm going to add R20. I'm going to do a little dab over here underneath that little dot that's on his cheek. And then over here, we're going to go with that little dot too. And just put a little bit right in here. Then we're going to add R30. So I'm just going to touch this on the edges over here. And same over here. Let's do a little dab around the edge. Then I'm going to grab my E21 again. And let's go right along his face for a second time. And his ear. And then I'm going to add E00. And we're going to again do this side of his face on the other side of his nose there. His ear. I'm going to bring this around over here, a little bit underneath of his hair. And then I'm going to swipe over the entire area with my E000. I think I'll do his pink up his cheeks a little bit more. So let's go R20. And then a little dab of our R30. And then E000 over the top of that. And then I want that little spot for his nose to be there. So I'm going to take E21. and draw it back on there. For his hair, I'm going to use E35 and 59. I'm going to take my E35 first, and I'm going to just go ahead and fill in the entire area. And then I'm going to take my E59 and just put a few little streaks up here towards the top of his hat. Nothing fancy. For the outfit, we're going to use G00, 000, and BG70. I'm going to start with my G00, and let's add a little dab over here where the hat kind of curls over. And then we're going to go from this side. I'll give it a little wrinkle right there. Then I'm going to add G000. I want my hat to be darker, so I'm going to go over it a second time. So I'm going to get G00. And this little corner right here. And then again with my G000. And then I'm going to go over the entire hat with BG70. And give it a little bit of a gray to it, so it'll match my paper a little bit better. Alright, let's go down here and do his pants. So go with G00 first. And let's do the inside of this leg and the bottom of this leg. And then we're going to add G000. And like his hat, I want it to be darker, so I'm going to do 2 coats. And this is G00. And there you go. And then 000. And then over that with my BG70. Then for his shirt, we'll go with G00, and let's do his sleeve over here first. So he's got a little bit of his sleeve, and there's a little crook right there. And then over here, I'm going to go from this side of his body, and let's do a little dab underneath of the, up next to the collar. And then we'll go around the back of his arm. And then we'll do G000. And then G00 for a second coat. And then G000. And then over his entire shirt with BG70. For the bear, we're going to use E43, 42, 41, and 50. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to be giving the bear 2 coats, so just so you can be prepared for that. Let's start up here on his ear with our E43. And I'm just going to do a little bit in the center. And let's do this side over here too. And then I'm going to add E42 to that. And then this side. Then we're going to do E41. And then our E50. And then we're going to do it again with E43. And then this side. and then E42. And E41. And then over the entire thing with E50. Okay, his face. Let's grab E43, and we're going to go, I want his face to be darker on this side over here. So we're going to add more of our dark color over here. Let's bring that up a little bit away from his ear there. And I'm just going to brush this like so. And then we're going to go up here. I'm going to get by his nose. Let me go right along here. And then I want his nose to go up a little bit. So I'm going to give it a little bit more color there. Then I'm going to add E42. And then E41. And then our E50 here at the top. And I wasn't worried that it didn't blend because I knew I was going to do a second coat. So we're going to go with E43. And then E42. And then our E41. And I'm going to go over the entire thing so I can smush some of these browns down here by his nose together a little bit. A little bit more right here along the edge of that E43. And then we'll take our E50. I'm just going to swipe down like so. That. Then for his little mouth there, we're going to use E41. So we're going to do that right along here. And then we're going to fill it in with E50. And then I added a second coat of my E41. And then I'm going to go over the edge with my E50. Let's go down here and let's do his arm on this side over here. So we're going to go with E43. And then I want to do a little dab on the inside of his arm. And then for his body, I'm going to add some right along here. And then for this little hand right here, let's go right along his finger and then do the bottom of the paw. Then we're going to grab E42. Try not to color his shirt there. And then our E41. And then our E50. And then we're going to do a second coat, so E43. Belly. And then his paw on this side. Then E42. Then E41. And then another coat of our E50. And we'll go down here and we will do his leg. So let's go with E43. And I want his foot to kind of curve around a little circle here. So I'm going to go, let's see, how about like this? And then we're going to go underneath this foot's over here. And I'm going to go over the top of his foot too. So let's bring this line up a little bit more. And then for this leg over here, let's do the bottom two. And then we want the little foot pad there. Then we're going to add E42. E41. Then we'll add our second coat of E43. E42. E41. And then I'm going to go over that with my E50. Then for his foot paws, we're going to go with E41. And let's do a little bit over here. And then our E50. And then a second coat of E41. And then our second coat of our E50. For the book, we're going to use E81 for the pages, and then for the cover, we're going to use our 39, 29, and 17. I'm going to do the pages first with my E81. Nothing fancy, I'm just going to swipe right over the top of it. That. Then I'm going to go with E39. So let's add a little bit of that down here at the bottom of the book. And then we're going to go with our 29. Try not to get my red on everything else. And then we're going to fill in the rest with our 17. That leaves us with a pillow and the blanket. For that, we're going to use Y23, Y32, and R29 to add some dots. And let's start with our R23 up here on the pillow. And I'm just going to use this to brush away from him. And then Y32. I want to add a second coat, so I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, so it'll be a little bit lighter out there. And then again, second coat with our Y23. And then Y32. And this time I want to go clear to the edge. And let's go down here and we'll give some blanket color. So let's do Y23 first. And I'm going to use these lines that are here as my guide. So I'm just going to kind of go around the edge of the wrinkle here. And then over here, where he's touching it, let's bring it out a little bit. And then do these wrinkles. And then there's one over here. And then I want to go out away from his foot. Then I'm going to go over that with Y32. And you could have your blanket go as far out as you want. If you wanted to fill in the entire bottom, you can. Since I don't have mine cut out, I'm just going to go right there. And then I'm going to do my second coat of Y23. And then our second coat of Y32. And then I thought it looked kind of plain, so if I put some dots on there, you don't have to, but I'm going to take R29 just to add a little bit of something on there. And I'm just going to dot it around on his pillow. And the longer you leave your pen down, the bigger the dot's going to get. So if you want little dinky dots, go really fast. If you want big fat dots, leave it on there just a little bit longer. So there is our cute Enjoying the Storybook all colored up. Didn't he turn out cute? I love that huge bear holding the boy. Or girl, I guess it could be a girl with short hair. And then this is my finished card again. So on my card I have this button right here popped up, and there's a little bit of twine here in between the button that I put on, and I put it through there, and then I put a little bit of glossy accents on the back to hold it down. You could always use tape too. And my image is popped up, and my little sentiment over here is popped up. Otherwise the whole thing's flat, and the card this time is 5¼ inches by 5¼ inches. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.